field though. All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today we have got a very special guest, and we have an activity here. I don't know about you, but I have wondered at some point, you know, what really happens when we die. And I don't know if you will wonder that also, but today we have got a very special guest who will be sharing with us an experience. Right now, I don't believe in giving parts of information, because I believe that, you know, whatever we're doing should be above board. All right. Now we are told that people who receive and live for Christ Jesus go to heaven or to paradise when they die to await the resurrection of the righteous dead. And also, on the converse, persons who do not receive Christ or who reject Jesus Christ, when they die, they go to hell, to the temporary waiting place of the unrighteous dead, and await the resurrection, right, of the unrighteous dead. That's what we believe. Now, today we will be hearing a testimony from a man who will share his own experience with us. Now, let me give you a little background. I will allow him to tell his name and where he's from and so on. But before we get there, I just want to tell you how we got to this discussion. Now, the truth of the matter is that Don, the man, I just told his name, Don, is known to me. All right. He happens to be my brother-in-law. Now, his wife is my sister. And sometimes out of something that appears to be bad, or something that is bad and disappointing, God works through that. And this is one case, because my sister was unable to attend our father's funeral. All right? She was unable to attend our father's funeral. And it was a few days following the funeral that Don and I were engaged in a conversation, because my sister didn't get to come. You know, I sent some things to her, and Don had called, as is his custom, very polite, very, you know, very gentlemanly. He called and was saying thanks, you know, because he was able to see. And it was during that discussion that it just came out how grateful he was to be alive, and that he had an out-of-body experience. I remember my sister earlier sometime had made mention that, boy, she said he had coded, but I didn't understand the depth of what had really taken place until when Don made mention of it to me on Wednesday gone. All right. Now, so please, having said that, having laid the foundation, so you know that somebody I know, and that's not why he's here, because I know it. I heard the testimony and I said, this is not something to keep quiet. This is something to be shared, right? And so I wanted him to share it here. As you realize, it is being recorded, and it is being recorded with his permission, because we are going to try to get it out there to others, so that others here hopefully will come to Jesus Christ by this. So please help me to welcome today Don. Don, welcome.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Good evening to everyone.
All right, thanks for coming on, Don.
Yes.
First, I want to ask you to just tell us your full name and where you are from, please.
Well, my name is Don Fernando Bernardo Smith. and I'm from the Bahamas.
Which one of the islands are you from?
This is New Providence.
New Providence.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, a few days ago, you told me about a out-of-body experience that you had. Is that correct? Is that the correct terminology that you had used?
Yes.
All right.
I consider it to be a out-of-body experience. Well, based on
Out-of-body
what,
experience.
yeah, that what my wife told me and I came to.
Okay. All right. So I want you to tell us what took place. But before you tell us what took place, I believe in laying foundations, right? So I believe in not just taking like a Bible verse. I believe in looking at verses that went before so we can get the proper context. And so we want to have the context of what took place. And if I am correct, I recall that you had told me that there was an incident that took place 2 weeks before. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes. I
All right.
was.
So I want us to start right there at that 2 weeks before the incident.
Well, like I told you, I was sitting out on the blocks with the guys. Everybody were drinking, smoking, and I was extremely depressed. You know, I felt bad. Didn't feel as if I could be a part of the church. I actually grew up in church, you know, young junior deacon, all of that stuff.
Hold on, you're a junior deacon.
Yes.
Okay, all right, keep going.
Yes, and you know, I spent quite a bit of time, you know, in church, backslide, back out into the world. Um, it's right out there, just sitting on the block, and I was saying, man, God, I really don't feel like I can be a part of anywhere or any place. I don't know if you can really understand that. And I said, I don't feel any camaraderie in the church. I say, you know, probably get a little bit of it from, you know, sitting out on the blocks. Probably somebody will offer you a drink or something. You know, you feel like you're a part of, you know, it's like a family. I was just there sitting over by myself and I was just looking and I said to myself, I said, man, I really don't feel a part of anything at all. I said, and based on the hardship stuff I was going through, you know, I said to myself, I said, man, God, I really tired. I tired. I'm really, really, really tired of living. I said, because it would seem as if persons who do wickedness or evil, you know, they're the ones who receive all of the blessings from this part or this side of the what spiritual realm or the realm. And you know, I just beat myself up over there in the corner and I said, listen, I'm really tired. I said, well, it seems as if persons can find the devil or he could make himself known or aware to them. Why you can't show me yourself or show me that you real? I said, I just felt tired of living. I'm ready to give up. Find myself doing all sorts of things that are not good, or you would say righteous. You know, whatever I could find, whatever wicked or evil device my hands could find to say to do it. But this is what I'm saying to him. You know, I would do it.
And when
Because
you
you
say,
know,
hold on, when you say you're saying to him, you're saying this to God.
yeah, I'm sitting in the corner by myself, you know, because like I said, you know, I feel isolated from everything or everywhere. You know, things were just going haywire in my life at that point in time. And so that's when I reach out and I say, listen, show me yourself, make yourself known to me or that you're real. Because trust me, when I give up, I ain't turning back. I said, and as much as I could take with me, and these are my words, I could be honest with you all. As much as I could take with me to hell, I'll carry with me. This is what I was saying. It's just how I felt. You know? About 2 weeks later, you know, me
No,
and my
hold on,
wife.
hold on, hold on. You say I'm glad how the Lord orchestrated the whole thing that I heard the story. So I don't want you to leave out important details that I remember, right?
Mhm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you saying that not just that as many as you can take with you, but you were promising to blow up and create
Yeah.
mayhem and
And mayhem, everything, you know, that I would, when I, what to say, to pass on, you know, I go off in a blaze of glory, more or less, you know? Yeah, I didn't really want to get into all of that details, you know, being so graphic. And yeah, so 2 weeks later, you know, the wife and I were playing a mystery case file game.
do you
It
remember the
was,
date?
this was like, I can't really say remember the exact date, but this is like about 9 years ago,
Okay.
2000. Yeah. And I was, we were just there, you know, just having a good evening. Probably went to bed, fell off to sleep about 3 a.m. the following morning. And I woke up, or I would say I came to myself. I think she said it's like about an hour and a half later. And I realized I was laying in the bed because she was standing on the side of the bed with both hands on the bed, and she's looking directly in my face, and she's talking to me, but I can't hear what she's saying. And it's like all of a sudden, I literally felt it was as if it was a presence or somebody threw a cape or veil over me. And I literally felt the darkness. I mean, it's like a cloak, more or less. And I heard this loud gust of wind, like boom, this loud, big bang of wind. And immediately I opened up my eyes and I was looking down at my feet. Of course, I'm not a Christian, so the first thing that comes out of my mouth was, you know, why is the floor so white? And I'm looking down and I said, man, this floor white. I said, saying, this isn't right, or this isn't reality. And I closed my eyes, I opened my eyes, I closed my eyes, I opened my eyes, I looked down, the floor still white, still just looking down at my feet. That's the only thing I can possibly do at that time, looking down at my feet. And I said to myself, I closed my eyes and I said to myself calmly, I say, Dawn, I say, wake up. I said, because what you're saying, this isn't reality. So you dreaming, get up. You could wake up, get up. And as I'm fighting or struggling to say to wake up, it's just not happening. And I heard one person, as if there was above me or over my head, I heard one person say to the next person, he isn't dead yet, let him go back. Yeah, the person say, yeah, you know, he isn't dead, you know, let him go back. Of course, I lash out at them and I started cursing and I saying, whoever this is, whatever this is you're trying to do to me, I say the first person I see or the first person I could get my hands on, of course, you know, being graphic, of course, in my words, and I just telling them, you know, what I will do, what I'm going to do to the first person I see. And it's as if they're not even paying attention or listening to me, you know, speaking aloud and talking with great frustration, all sorts of frustration. And I heard the third voice come in and says, "You'll shut up. I'm the gatekeeper. He can't go back. He isn't going back. You'll shut up." he just started shouting at them, shut up, shut up. Of course, I can't see him because it's just one big white room. And it's like all of a sudden, there's light appears in front of me. It's like a yellow. That's the only thing I could depict that's different from the room. So this yellow tile appears in front of me. I'd say, what, 20 feet? I can't even say how far it was from in front of me. And I'm hearing the persons, they still talking back and forth. And, you know, I'm saying to them, I say, I'm not dead. Start to inhale, exhale deeply. Took my hand and grabbed myself, you know, showed them the indentation from my fingernails in my flesh. And I'm saying to them, see, I ain't dead. What y'all talking about? I'm not dead. What this is y'all trying to do to me? And one person says to me, okay, if you're not dead, pick up one grain of sand off the ground. And I started crying because no sand, no dirt, no dust, nothing. Just a white room. And all of a sudden, I feel the sensation now that I'm on this escalator or being pulled forward. I realize that I'm moving forward now because I'm getting closer to the light. And when I got directly in front of it, it comes up out of the ground like a pillar, stands up like a pillar, just for clear light. I took my hands and I waved my hands through it back and forth, you know, saying to myself, again, Dawn, wake up to say the reality, wake up, get up. I'm biting my teeth and squeezing my hands to get up. I doing as much as I could possibly do, squeezing my eyes, get it to open up my eyes so okay, I could wake back up. Home in my bed, I could see my wife or whatever. And so the door, no, before that, I feel the sensation that my feet, there's a release with my feet on the ground. And I walk around the column or the pillar, whatever you call it, of light. When I got back in front of it, it opened as wide as a door. This endless pathway, a corridor ran out in front of me. I'm talking about endless for as far as your eyes could see. I'm talking about even where your eyes cannot see, you can still hear in the distance the pathway running out in front of you, in the distance. And as I'm standing there, I closed my eyes and I started to pray. And I say, God, have mercy on me. Don't let me die like this. Don't let me die like this. And so, as I am there, you know, I'm inhaling, exhaling. Like I said, I'm trying to do the same thing again. Close my eyes, open my eyes, close my eyes, open my eyes, because I want to wake up to reality. And so, as the light from in the room that I was standing in begins to illuminate the pathway or the corridor, whatever it was, I don't know if to say it was a horrific scene, but there were actually persons trapped in the wall from their waist in rows like tiles on top of each other, all the way, going all the way up to the roof or to the, it literally looked like a cave or a dungeon. And there were persons trapped to the left, to the right, and in the ceiling, everyone trapped from their waist. And they hanging with their heads down, everybody's eyes closed. Everybody's facing the door that I'm standing in. Whoa, chill comes over me and I, whoa, try to keep myself together because I wanted to, you know, start hollering and screaming, you know, and all of a sudden, as I began to peer or look down, I can look down and you can see the darkness going down. You can hear the emptiness coming up. That That hollow is literally like the echoing sound that you would get from a cave. You know, it's coming up from the place. And you know, like I say, I started to pray again. I put my hands on both sides of the door, and as I really began to peer in, you can literally see there billions, billions, billions of persons trapped down this pathway, left and right, and in the ceiling. Everybody is hanging lifeless with their eyes closed. And I put my hand against the door to like to peer in to look in on the inside. And as I turned to the left, it was literally this mountain that had already erupted because the lava was just pouring down into this big, 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 I would say pool. That's how it looked, like a big lake. And so, you know, reality sets in now, oh, yeah, you're dead. Because, you know, that's what the Bible says. You know, you preach it, even though, you know, you're trying to deny it now or you're running away from it. That's what really happens. So as I move my hands off the door and I stand there, I felt the sensation. My feet stuck back on the ground again, and I'm being pulled forward to go in the room, in the pathway. And almost immediately I felt or sensed this presence. And as I went to look up, the glare from the sandals that he had on, immediately as I looked up, I turned my head down, threw my hands over my face, and turned my head away. And he dropped right down in front of the door. White robe, leather breastplate, 12 different colored stones. I can't see his face. Brown skin. And he's standing there. Oh, and he's the first person I see. So I start cursing at him, saying to him, I say, oh, so you're supposed to be effing God. I didn't read inside your Bible where you say, okay, Jesus Christ in his translated body, just how he's supposed to look or whatever, whoever you're supposed to be, just use God. You can't save me. I don't want you to save me. Leave me alone. And he said to me, and I've been cursing and carrying on. I'm trying not to get into too much details, but cursing and carrying on, cursing and carrying on with him. I mean, I feel in myself, if whatever it was holding me still or keeping me trapped in that to that point, I would actually lash out at him and attack him. That's how I was feeling. And as calmly as ever, he says to me, Dawn, go back. I say, go back. Go back to where? I say, I don't even know how I get you. What you mean, go back? So he said, yeah, Dawn, you have to go back. So you can't travel down this way. Saying you ain't gonna travel this way. You have to go back. I sucked my teeth. I started cursing and carrying on with him again. And that's when I realized that there was a detachment from, I don't know if to say humanity or the physical human being, you know, the emotions, because it was almost as if all I was doing and saying and carrying on, I wasn't actually feeling it. It was like, it was because it was a repetitive motion, I guess, of me just acting out or lashing out in anger or whatever. I can't explain it. But he says to me, he says, don't go back. And
despite you cursing at him.
Yeah, and I mean, I still cursing and carrying on. I saying to him, okay, you say you was God, then if you could save me, then you could save me, huh? But then I started to say to him, I said, I don't want you to save me. I say, because as far as I'm concerned, you know, you don't exist. You're not real. And he says to me again, don't go back. So I suck my teeth. I say, okay then. And I'm saying this, and I cursing them. I said, you saying to me, I must go back. If I run into them same people that I heard the first time when I first came inside this place, who am I supposed to say? Tell me, go back if I run into them. But he says to me, he says, you tell them I say you must go back. So my hands down, started creasing again. I say, you stupid, you fooling. I say, you don't understand me. I say, asking you, tell me what your name is. So I could say to them, you tell me, I must go back, say the Jews God. And he said to me, he said, no, Don, you don't understand me. Tell them, I say, go back. I sucked my teeth. And I think that was the first time I actually had the power to say to turn around or to look around and really pay around. And when I look back, it was like in a split second, I saw every, whether it was good, bad, or whatever it was, experience I would have had in life in one glance. I hurry up, turn back to him. I say, no, 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 no. Because then I felt that attachment again to, well, I would say this physical body. That's the only thing I could say. And I said to him, no, 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 no. I said, I don't want to go back to that. I said, people on the inside there, they look like they're sleeping. Let me go in there. So he said, no, Don, you ain't going this way. Sucked my teeth, and I made an attempt to turn to go around him. He shut the doorway. I heard boom, big loud cuss of wind again. And my wife nudging me saying, baby, get up off the floor. The paramedics them out in the front room. And I got up and I said to her, I say, the paramedics, I said, something wrong with the children. I said, you okay, baby? What happened? She says to me, she said, Dawn, you don't realize what happened. I said, he was dead. Of course, she was waking to the hospital, you know, because she knows the CPR. And she touched her neck, she touched her wrist, she touched in the groin area, and she touched her ankle. She said, Dawn, I checked your pulse. I was doing CPR on you for more than, say, 15 minutes. You was dead, Dawn. I didn't have to change your clothes over there. I had to change your clothes. So I didn't watch you. So you didn't pee up yourself. So I didn't watch your two eyes roll over. You ain't had no heartbeat, Dawn, no pulse. You was dead. You was dead. You know, and of course, to me, you know, it seems like they just, nothing would really happen. But to see and to hear, I mean, and to know what I actually felt and experienced, from that, I'm not gonna say I'm trying to testify, witness to anybody or whatever, however the Father would want to say to use it. But I know for sure in an instant, this breath leaves your body and your eye closed. Instantaneously, you're someplace else. Instantaneously, you know. I don't really like to, like I said, you know, still running. Don't like to really share how the experience, you know, but you know, I gotta keep going back to the fact. You know, I asked him to prove himself. You know, he did. Now it's to me to make the decision. You know, and I feel something like so. You know, it was later called Paul, but as that was the encounter that I had. You know, like I said, it really left out a lot of stuff. We don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. But, you know, I shared it with Chris and he'd asked me to share it with you guys. So that was my experience.
Man, what an experience. What an experience. I just give God thanks. As I said, out of seemingly bad, because if my sister had made our father's funeral, chances are the discussion that Donna and I had, that this came out, may not have taken place. You know, and Don, we just want to thank you for
Yes.
deciding to share. Some persons would not want to share, you know, because you were very open to tell about things that is not anything that we would even want to celebrate, you know,
No.
but You are very honest, and I wanted you to be that honest, you know, to share. And my prayer is that the Lord will use you in a mighty way to witness to others so that they realize that there is a consequence for how we live. Because when we die, it doesn't end there. There is something that comes after. And you were able, by the grace of God, by the grace of God, to share the perspective of someone who dies without Christ. And we really appreciate that. There are persons who have some questions. We're going to take some of those questions.